Do you have a fire extinguisher somewhere in your shop, somewhere in your house, maybe multiple? When's the last time you've maintained it, and do you know what you're doing when you maintain it? If you understand what happens inside this fire extinguisher, it will help you appreciate why you need to do a couple key maintenance items on it on a regular basis. Now, when it comes to fire extinguishers, there are multiple types, but the ones that you're normally going to see at home are what we call an A, B, C fire extinguisher. And ultimately what that means is they are for a class A, which is flammable combustibles, a class B, which is flammable liquids, or a class C fire, which is electrical equipment. So before I cut open a spent fire extinguisher and show you what's inside, let's talk about the two key maintenance items that you need to do on at least an annual basis. Number one is the simple thing, and that is looking at the gauge to make sure that it is still pressurized. You'll see here on the gauge there's red and red for over and undercharged, and then a green space in the middle where the needle is pointing to represent charged. Green equals good. Many of you have probably walked by a fire extinguisher and looked at that and said, green, good, A-OK. I don't need to do anything else. However, you're wrong. How these work is there's a compressed propellant inside of the chamber, and there's the actual extinguishing agent that's down below. And what will happen with that extinguishing agent as it sits and hangs on the wall or under your cabinet is it will sit and it will settle into a hard compacted lump, and it can't get propelled out. You pull the pin, you squeeze the handle, and nothing comes out. It's because that extinguishing agent has solidified. I have a very good friend who had this exact thing happen to him on the side of the road when his trailer tire was on fire and he was trying to put it out on his camper. With that said, how do I deal with that extinguishing agent to not get it solidified? Easy. Flip it upside down. Number one, you can shake it and you will many times feel that extinguishing agent drop. However, what I would recommend, and what any fire extinguishing maintenance company will do, is take a hammer and we'll tap around the sides and on the top, technically the bottom, and make sure that that extinguishing agent is not solidified. Just those simple vibrations will cause that agent to separate. Shake it back down, you can turn it back over, shake it back down. But doing this in addition to just checking that gauge is critical to make sure that when you squeeze that handle, that propellant can actually push the extinguishing agent out the nozzle. So now for the fun part, let's actually cut one open so that you can see how it works inside and why that solidified extinguishing agent can cause a problem. Now this particular extinguisher we're going to cut open has already been discharged. You can see the needle, there's no propellant. If I squeeze the handle, nothing happens. I used this when I was out doing some prairie burns and things were about to get away from me. So I had to use one, discharged it, and I thought this will be a great video to show people how this works. There we go. So inside of a fire extinguisher, as we mentioned, there is propellant and there is extinguishing agent. And that's what this yellowish powder is down here on the bottom. So the way it works is when you squeeze the hand valve on a fire extinguisher, it opens the valve and it allows the propellant, which is on top, to push that extinguishing agent down and up that tube, and that's what comes out the nozzle. So that is why it's so important that yes, it's charged with propellant on the top, but that you take and flip it upside down and give it some taps to make sure that that extinguishing agent isn't solidified. I dumped out the last little bit of extinguishing agent from this fire extinguisher, and really it's the consistency of flour. It's very fine, but it can get solidified, and that's where your problems will come from. Now that you know how this works, you need to go find your extinguisher, check the gauge, flip it upside down, give it a bunch of taps, make sure it's free and clear. If you tell me you don't have an extinguisher, I'd encourage you to get one. I will throw some links down in the description below of the extinguishers I use. You can get them from Amazon, as well as the tools that I used. I always try to do that. So in case you're curious what I'm using in my own home. It's important to have an extinguisher available just in case, to give yourself a little bit of protection if and when the need arises. I hope you found that educational or at least a little bit entertaining. I appreciate you watching. I will see you on the next video. Stay curious, friends.